Change the way I eat, change the way I felt so I could change the way I speak. I stopped listening to music that was changing how I think. Then I put the liquor down, was time to change the way I drink. Please don't take it personal, I'm taking care of me. Stressing about my future, it was messing up my sleep. Accepted all my losses, gave myself the space to grieve. Finally changed the things I wanted, now I know just what I need. You ain't living if you don't grow.
Welcome to Becoming Her, a space for the woman who's ready to heal, grow, and step into her next level. Here we talk healing, transformation, and the journey to becoming the woman you were always meant to become. I am Ashley Martin, your host, and together we are becoming. Today, I have a special guest. And before I introduce my special guest and give you her amazing bio, I want to say welcome to season 2. I know that has caught many of you guys by surprise, but we are officially in season 2 of Becoming Her with Ashley Martin. So if you have not listened to the first 8 episodes, I urge you to go back and listen to them. But welcome to season 2. Today, I am sitting with someone who embodies grace, grit, determination, and all of the things. I am sitting with Kandace A. Washington. Kandace is a powerhouse entrepreneur, tax expert, community advocate based in Florence, South Carolina, a proud graduate of Wilson High School and an alumni of Limestone University and Webster University. She holds both a bachelor's and master's degree in business administration. She's the founder of New Wave Tax Solutions, where she has spent the last 10 years helping individuals and small businesses nationwide navigate tax preparation and financial services. Kandace also runs New Wave Tax Academy, training future tax professionals, and she owns New Wave Tax Pro software, which provides tools and systems for independent preparers and firms. Kandace is passionate about impact and is a member of the Florence Chamber of Commerce and serves as a City League cheer coach. She actively educates both youth and adults about taxes and entrepreneurship. When she is not building empires, you'll find her making memories with her husband, her 2 sons, traveling, shopping, and enjoying music that feeds her soul. This conversation is a story all about resilience, stewardship, and choosing yourself over and over and over again. Please help me welcome Kandace A. Washington. Kandace, thank you for joining me today.
I am honored. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and the funny story, not really funny story, but the thing about alignment, and I use that word, but I use it with emphasis because we have to understand that alignment is everything.
That's right.
And you have to allow things to be in alignment for it to flow.
Yes.
We have attempted to make this happen like several times over the last couple months.
Yes.
But it was the timing.
There you go.
So today, the time has aligned and you are here, and I can't wait to jump in and talk about all of the things.
Yes. Excited. Thank you.
Yes, when I tell you excited, very excited. So I am so honored to have you, here sharing this space with me. Thank you for making this space and making the time to be here with me tonight. And before we jump into the legacy and the empire, the legacy that you are creating, the empire that you've built, I want to take my listeners I want to take them back. I want to take them back, and I want them to be introduced to the Kandace beyond the titles. So for our listeners meeting you for the first time, who is Kandace beyond titles?
Kandace is, of course, a woman first, a woman of faith, resilience, purpose. She's amazing and just a woman of God.
Listen, that beautifully stated, powerfully stated, and simplistic, but again, very powerful. Very powerful. What season, you've created so much, you are constantly working on different businesses, projects, you name it. What season of becoming is this Kandace in right now?
I would say the season that I'm in right now is, I would call it softly unstoppable.
Oof, the job. You're gonna have to look in the camera and say that, because that right there is a coined phrase. I love that. And to me, I believe that when you use the word softly, it's that feminine energy,
Yes.
just resting in, you're feminine, and then unstoppable, just a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
And I love that. I love that. And I love
you.
this for you. With that in mind, take us back to what planted the seed for New Wave Tax Solutions.
I would say at the time I was kind of figuring it out. When you're like, God, what is my purpose? What should I be doing? And it just seems like everything's going wrong. And then something was going on social media in reference to taxes. And at the time I was doing my own taxes. And I'm the type of person, if I see a lot of people trying to figure something out, I want to try to get a solution for them. So I started doing some research, and I was able to go back to this particular status and let them know whatever it was with taxes. I can't remember exactly. This is what we're trying to figure out, you guys. And I just kind of let them know what I've researched, and everybody started inboxing me and said, can you help me? Can you help me? And I was like, I don't do taxes. I'm just letting y'all know what I found. And God just basically laid it on me. They're asking for help. And you were trying to figure out what your purpose is. Because being in tune with him. And New Wave Tax Solutions actually didn't come about. I was already doing the work. The actual name didn't come about until years later. I was already doing the work, and my mom, I was like, Mom, I gotta come up with a name. I can't just be Kandace the tax lady forever.
Yeah.
Now I need to start this actual business.
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth, and I was like, I don't like that name. We were going back and forth, I don't like that name. And then she just came and she said, New Wave.
Wow.
And I was right there, I got a chill.
Immediately.
And I immediately, but of course with me though, I'm the type, I don't jump on anything too fast.
Yeah.
I said, let me sleep. And then I went to sleep, I woke up, and that's it.
That's it. And you said something just a second ago to the fact that you like to provide solutions. So to strategically put that on the very end, it just
That's
solidified the whole thing, and
Definitely.
I totally admire what you built. You are an inspiration to so many of us. And I know that juggling, work and juggling, building a business and just doing it all while life is still happening, right? I'm curious to know, what did that look like behind the scenes?
It was a lot. When you work 9 to 5, you have your own business, and also if you're also going to school, sometimes the managers, the jobs, they don't care, they don't understand. But when I figured out what my purpose was, I realized that this is beyond this manager, this company. It even with my teachers, just like, I'm tired today, I may not make class. But I just knew communication, letting everyone know what's going on, and whatever their response was, it just had to get done. I knew what the future looked like because, again, being connected and letting God lead, I knew what my purpose was. So with the job, not understanding sometimes, or leaving work late, trying to get to Columbia, to Webster, to school, walking in late to class, and my teacher's looking like, you're late again. However, I kept pushing because I knew the end result. I didn't give up. And then also starting the business, like the business being laid on me at the same time. And I'm like, how am I gonna do all of this? But it was basically me setting the foundation of everybody just will understand. They will understand.
They'll see it.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
So I would tell my manager, hey, I may need to leave 5 minutes early so I can get to school on time. Or my teacher, I may be 5 minutes late because I got off a little late.
Yeah.
And when I started my business, hey, you guys, I work a 9 to 5. I also go to school. It's just basically laying the foundation of letting everybody know what you're doing instead of trying to be solid and please everybody.
Yeah.
I'm pleasing God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That brings me to my next point that, during that time, you weren't just building a business, you were clearly building a business while life was happening at the same time, navigating some of the hardest times during your life. Take us back to that time when you were doing it all, building a business, but having to be a caregiver at the same time. Because there was a time when life was just happening and you had to navigate all of those things during one of the hardest seasons of your life. So while you were building your dream life and your empire, your husband was battling cancer. What did that season teach you about capacity and compassion?
Again, leading with God, He won't put no more on you than you can bear. Even though I was juggling at the same time, we just talked about I had work, school, started a business. Yes, my husband was sick as well. That's kind of what put me at the place of when I was like, what is my purpose? It can't be like this always. And God laid the business in my lap to basically get me to a place where it won't be like this always. So I would say just knowing that whatever it is in your lap at the time, you just play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah, that is solid advice. Is there a scripture or a mantra that anchored you during those storms?
Yes, there is. And I'm gonna grab my phone. It's Proverbs.
You keep it in your phone?
Yes,
I love
it is.
I do the same thing too. With certain scriptures and certain affirmations that speak to me that I will just keep it in my phone. Please share with us what that scripture is.
Okay. Proverbs 31:25.
Okay.
It says, she is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. So basically a woman that is enduring so much storms and so many things in life, you can laugh later because when you trust God through it all and you look back, you can laugh and say, you did it before. How didn't I know how did I already know that you're going to do it again?
Yeah.
So now I can sit back and just laugh and say, thank you, God.
No matter what comes up.
No matter what comes up.
Because you have so many different examples to prove to you that if I got through that, I'll get through this and that and all the other things.
There you go.
With that in mind, looking back, what would you say to the younger Kandace who was holding it all together?
I would tell her, great job. You did it. You are amazing.
Yes.
Listen,
I love that. You know,
I will hug her.
Yes. Come on.
Like, me looking back, and even there were times where the Kandace then looked at the Kandace now.
Yeah.
When he reassured me again, repeating again, it won't always be like this.
Yeah.
So we were looking at each other,
Yeah.
talking to each other. So I already knew that this day would come.
I think people underestimate the power of not only, you know, when you just thinking about that question, you know, the healing the inner child, you know, talking to the younger you, thanking the younger you. People underestimate the power in that, or even, you know, the younger you looking to, you know, to the future you and knowing that it is going to get better.
It will.
You know, and so there's so much beauty and power and weight, spiritual weight in that. Yeah, thank you for sharing
mindset.
that. Simple.
Simple.
Simple but profound, the
Yes,
mindset.
the mindset.
For a listener who's caregiving right now, what's one advice tip you would recommend?
Definitely, I would say take care of you so that you can be the best caregiver to whoever the person is in need. If you're not taking care of you, then you can't be 100% for them. So you do have to make sure that you pray, that you stay in a positive space, and that you worry about your health as well.
Yeah.
Caregivers tend to care for the person that's sick so much to the point they forget to eat, or they overeat. We'll get into that. I'll probably talk about that. But basically just making sure you take care of you so that you can take care of them.
That's important. That is a really
Or you
good
will have
advice.
two people needing another caregiver.
Absolutely. And that's interesting because a lot of times when you do have someone taking care of someone, you'll hear about that person going into the hospital or that person even transitioning because of them neglecting their own health and their needs. So that's a really good tip. And I appreciate you sharing that.
Yes.
In the middle of all of that, you kept showing up for your dreams. You kept showing up for Kandace. I want to know how you actually navigated all of that while building something sustainable, while building a business, you know, while you were carrying so much. So when you think about the beginning of New Wave Tax Solutions, what do you think are common mistakes that cost business owners the most? What mistakes do you think new business owners make that cost them the most money?
I would say mistakes that they can make that cost them the most money would definitely be lacking money management. Knowing how to do the job, you make the money, but you're not watching how you spend the money. And if that's the case, you can't grow.
Yeah.
Because you need to have money for different things in your business if you want to get to the next level as far as marketing. If you get to a point where you're overwhelmed, you may need to hire out. But a lot of times, and I've made this mistake myself, of not seeing where my money go. I'm just spending, not keeping up with certain things in the business. And then I'm like, this is lacking. But had I been more manageable with money, things could have processed or been better.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's definitely something that a lot of business owners, that's the mistake that they make the most. And for me, being an entrepreneur and a business owner, I've realized that is something that I have to tighten up quite a bit if I want to pivot and want my business to be sustainable and long lasting. With that in mind, when you think back to the beginning, what 3 moves really laid the foundation for New Wave Tax Solutions?
I would say 3 moves
that really laid the foundation for you. Like, because I think that even with navigating how to set up a business, when to look for a space, the equipment that you need, some people really don't know, like where to start.
So when I started out, I was self-taught. So I would definitely say one of the moves was becoming a student and getting more education in the industry. I would definitely say that first, getting the proper education, because I was self-taught at first on YouTube. Like I said, remember I was trying to figure it out for the other people, for the solution.
Yeah.
And I started doing that myself to start the business, just figuring it out, YouTubing or on IRS website, those type of things, just doing it myself versus getting somebody who's already experienced in the area to guide me. So that move of becoming a student under someone definitely helped. I will also say I started out in my house.
Wow.
I started out in my house, and it came to a point where it wasn't just family and close friends. They start telling their coworkers or their friends and friends of friends and family of, and getting my first office space, I could definitely say was a great move for New Wave. And number 3, just basically being confident in what I was doing and just knowing that this is it.
Yeah.
Being confident in your business and just believing in yourself.
Yeah. Not leaving room for doubt.
Leaving room for doubt.
And again, mindset being something that you have to have in order, the right mindset.
Yes. So you start a business, you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. When did you realize it was time to stop doing it all by yourself and to bring in some help?
Of course, we know when it's tax season, people want to get it done. As soon as they send their stuff, they're like, all right, let's go.
Right.
How much I'm getting. So I realized the time frame was, I was like, yo, it's 3 weeks out and I still got a stack of people still waiting. So I knew it was time for me to bring on help. When I would get to that stack that sent 3 weeks ago and they're like, oh, I went ahead and filed. I really was trying to wait on you, but, and I was like, you know what?
I'm losing money.
I'm trying to grow. And in order to do that, I need help. And not only, you're paying someone, but your business is going to grow to where you're not even going to, it's not going to lose, it's still going to gain.
Yeah.
And in the mindset of a lot of business owners, getting help, they're thinking about paying someone else, but just how much is taken off of you, the load, and just getting someone to help you, you would definitely grow more.
Yeah.
You won't even realize like, oh, you're paying that person. You're going to see a growth in the income, in the revenue.
Absolutely. Good point. What I love about your story is that, it's not just about numbers, it's about the shifting, right? It's about how you didn't just build a business, you built a life around it. Let's lean into the elevation of it all. You've completely shifted your lifestyle over the years. Tell us what habits or mindsets made the biggest difference for you.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, sure. So you've completely shifted your lifestyle over the years.
Okay, I definitely have.
Kandace is always traveling. Okay, always doing just lifestyle lavish. Tell us what daily habits or mindsets made the biggest difference for you.
I would say waking up first with a positive mindset. Starting out, making sure whatever the schedule is or things that need to be done that particular day, checking bank accounts, emails, you know, those type of things. But basically just starting out with a positive mind and prayer. Mm-hmm. And I think that helped shift, I think I'm right answering this right.
Yeah, of course, you are. Yeah.
That helped shift me into an elevation of basically what's priority.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Uh-huh.
Making sure, like I said, with the schedule, what the kids got going on, what the husband got going on.
Daily habits, yeah.
And then here we are with the business. Mm-hmm. Who do I need to contact? What do I have to do today? So basically just making things priority, what comes first, and just making sure that you check off day's list.
That is practical advice, something that a lot of us have to adopt so that we can continue to grow and not be as overwhelmed. So something as, you know, creating a daily schedule, checking it off as you go throughout the day, just kind of prioritizing those things that are of importance.
Yes.
With that in mind, when you started to elevate financially, what was one small change that you made that made you feel that shift, not just in your bank account, but in your spirit?
I would say the encouragement and people.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that I was where I was until the people started saying
giving you your
it.
flowers. Yeah.
Giving me my flowers while I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I was like, if they see me that way, I'm that way. Absolutely. And I already knew within, but when others know and see what God is doing.
Solidify some things for you,
Solidify.
Right? Yeah. I really am. Like, I am her.
I am her. And I knew it, but I don't, you shouldn't have to say who you are. Uh-huh. You just do what you do. You just be who you are.
Right.
And other people will see it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go out screaming, "Oh, I'm this or I'm that." You don't have to do that.
People will
you just do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I listen, you said it so beautifully, and I couldn't agree with you more. Travel seems to be a big part of how you pour back into yourself. Like I said, you always are, like, you and Chad are just like, where they at? They're in Chicago, they're in Texas, they're in Hilton Head. Y'all stay on the go. Yes. So if that seems to be a big way of how you pour into yourself, how did that become a non-negotiable for you?
So I've always loved to see new things, people, and I always told myself once I got to a certain place, I wanted to see the world. Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy that I've traveled so much. And just going back to a couple weeks ago, me and my husband spent our anniversary in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Never been there before.
Wow.
I've heard of it because of a college friend. She's from there.
Yeah.
But never been before. And then we end up finding while we were a week before we went, what's to do in Hilton Head. And we found Defosky Island. A lot of people don't know about it.
I never heard of
it. Only way to get there is a ferry from Savannah or Hilton Head to Defosky Island. We spent the day there, and it is amazing.
Wow.
So I just love going new places, seeing new things. Yeah. It really opens your mindset. Yeah. It puts you in a place of, like, I can't even explain it, but I just love travel.
That sounds
it's unexplainable.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
The ferry ride, it was cool. Yeah. It was cool. But once we got on the island, we rented a golf cart. Uh-huh. And you could ride the whole island on the golf cart. It is a small island, but it is an amazing experience. If you haven't been, I would say go. Yeah. Rent a golf cart. And it's museums, they have different shops.
So a lot of
food, a lot of things to do while you're there.
And what's the name of it again?
Defosky, I think I'm saying it right. Defosky Island, and it is in South Carolina. That's the part that got me.
That's in Hilton Head.
It's separate from Hilton Head. It's its own little island. Okay. You catch the ferry there. And I was like, and I love to travel, and I never heard of this in South Carolina.
Thank you for sharing that. Because
so had I not been a traveler, I probably would never, so I just love things like that.
Yeah. For the woman who's building her dream, what practical money habits should she be putting in place right now to help herself get achieve like financial freedom?
I would say definitely just making sure you budget well. Things that are not a necessity, cut it out.
Yeah.
Go through those subscriptions and cancel them.
Yeah.
And just make sure that whatever your dream is, if it's something that you need to have money for, just make sure you're doing the right thing in that area, getting your credit straight. Just anything that you research what it is you're trying to do, whatever it is your dreams are on how to get there, and just execute.
Yeah. Is there any budget tips that you can provide to our listeners and viewers? Is there a planner that you just like, oh, I love this planner? Or is it just, you recommended just get a planner, just write the things down, check your planner daily? I'm just curious as to what practical tips Kandace can give in regard to budgeting.
The Happy Planner. I love the Happy Planner. And I like things to look fun and enjoyable, not just plain Jane. I just feel like it makes you want to pick it up.
Yeah.
And as far as budgeting tips, I do have something that I guess we'll get my information, but there is something that I have that I can provide.
Yeah.
It's something that I use myself, and it helps me stay in budget.
Okay.
Basically making sure you keep up with what you're doing.
Okay.
If you're not seeing how much you spent at McDonald's in January,
Yeah.
or if you don't know how much your light bill was for the year, you're just paying it.
Okay.
So if you can, budget basically is knowing what's going on, how much you actually made in that month, what you actually spent in this area, that area, what you spent on food, how you shopped, just knowing what happened. Tell the story of what happened. And then whatever that goal is you're trying to reach, you'll be able to say, I went to McDonald's and I spent $75 in January. You know what? I'm going to take that down to $20 and I'm going to take that other $55 and put it here.
Yeah.
So but you wouldn't know if you didn't sit
see
down
it.
and see it and figure it out or look at your statement. And a lot of people like that, and I did as well.
Yeah.
I just was spending and didn't realize, wow, I spent that much in subscriptions.
Yeah.
So
So just being in control of your money, making your money work for you and not the other way around. What I would love to do at the end when we provide the listeners with your contact information, I encourage you guys to follow Kandace, and Kandace will post, probably pin the link to that Happy Planner and some other information that you guys will find useful. Speaking of elevation, you've transformed yourself physically.
Yes.
You have lost you've lost 100 pounds. And
No.
What, huh?
No, ma'am. No, not 100. Let's try 200. 200.
You lost 200 pounds?
Yes.
So you have lost over 200 pounds. Okay.
I know.
Listen,
Everybody be
okay.
like, what?
That is over 200 pounds. That's a whole person.
Yes, I did.
So
I
you've
lost a
lost
person.
a whole person, but you have gained that in confidence and strength and just this newfound freedom. Let's lean into that. Let's talk about that woman. I want to talk about that woman.
Yes.
What was the moment or season that made you say, I have to do this for me?
I would say, because I like to travel, the moment was my sister, I think it was her 40th, because she's about to be 45, so it was her 40th birthday. And she was like, I'm having something in New York, and you need to come because she lives in New York. And it was like getting on a plane at this size, I just was so uncomfortable. And I was like, but I really, really, really want to go. I still went, but that experience just kind of did it for me because I've always been confident. Now let's go. Let's rewind back.
I know.
Even though I was almost 400 pounds, I still felt. I wouldn't say felt. In the mirror, I still loved myself.
Yeah.
But I started feeling the weight. my back started hurting and those type of things. But in that moment on going to New York, I said, I definitely need to make a change.
Yeah.
Because not only, like I said, I still felt beautiful, but it was altering my life.
Yeah.
And things that I enjoyed and loved. Mm-hmm. So I was like, my husband was in remission. He's still in remission, cancer-free. The kids getting older. Mm-hmm. And I said, it's time for you to think about you now. Mm-hmm. Remember I said about the caregiver?
Yes.
The caregiver taking care of everyone else and forgetting themselves about themselves. Mm-hmm. So it was time to take my life back and get me back where I needed to be.
What you did. And that you answered my follow-up question.
Oh, I did.
Which is, what did losing 100 pounds, 200 pounds, get back to you that the scale could never? And you answered that beautifully. Yes. What's something about weight loss no one talks about enough?
I think with weight loss, a lot of people don't talk about what you deal with in your mind. Everybody's like, oh, you look good. I feel good, but it's still a daily struggle. Yeah. Only because your mind doesn't, and because I lost weight so fast, because, oh, shoot.
She's a busy woman, I'm telling you.
Listen, and that's look, going back to one of the other questions you was asking, I have alarms set for everything to remind me about everything.
Dropping the real tips and dropping the tips in real time. Yeah.
When we schedule this alarm, like everything is an alarm for me. Important. I need it to go off loud. I don't need to be in the calendar. I need an alarm. Yeah. I need something to go off. But
that's a practical tip. Yeah. In real time.
Yes, in real time.
Yeah.
But and I think
what's something that people don't talk about enough?
Okay.
As far as weight loss?
Definitely your mindset. Mm-hmm. And going back into how I lost the weight was a gastric bypass. I'm very open to it. Mm-hmm. They actually have you evaluated before they do it to make sure your mind is able to
process the changes that's going to take place.
Process everything. I actually cried when it was time to get rid of my old clothes. I felt like I was packing up my grandmother that passed away old clothes. You
were saying goodbye to a version of yourself that was
and I loved her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, sometimes with the change and people don't talk about it. People that, have had weight loss surgery or did great, they don't talk about the real struggle behind it. Even if they went in the gym and did it. Yeah. Like, girl, you look good. But she was in the gym 5 days a week. Yeah. She ate clean, which I did have to do that. Let me rephrase too. With gastric bypass, there is still a lot that you have to do. It's not an easy way out. Mm-hmm.
Some people think that.
They do. Mm-hmm. But it is work behind that as well. But just basically the work that has to go behind it and the struggle and the mental that you basically have to be strong mentally in order to basically get to where you need to be. Yeah.
Listen, that was so informative and just something that I know that a lot of viewers would just kind of grab a hold like, wow, I didn't know that, or I didn't look at it this way. Mm-hmm. So something I personally have always admired about you is just how you show up so bold, so polished. And I know style has always played a huge part of that, and how others see you, how you see yourself. And I am curious to know, how has that played a part of the way that you show up for yourself in business? Your own style and you being a fashionista, how has that played a part of, the Kandace who's the businesswoman?
I definitely can say that when it comes to a person that's put together well, by physically looking at them, it definitely plays a part in them trusting whatever it is that you're selling or providing. Yeah. So it definitely plays a big part. Yeah. People, when I show up to events or conferences, and they're like, okay, girl, what's your name?
Yes.
So it definitely helps when you're put together where your hair is nice. Your makeup is nice and not too overly done, or your outfit is like a statement. Yes. It draws attention, but good attention. Then you not presenting yourself as whatever it is that whatever your business is. You know, if your business is professional, then you want to make sure you show up as that. But you can still throw your hat, you know, and make it
signature
you.
Style.
Yes.
Yeah. With that in mind, what are 3 wardrobe pieces that CEO Kandace can't live without?
Well, I just named one.
What's that? Okay. Come
The
on,
blazer.
Yes.
Definitely the blazer is one piece. I always love a nice dress. You can never go wrong with a dress. And I throw a blazer on it if, depending on the fit of the dress, throw a blazer on it to kind of shimmer it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I love a good dress. And I love jeans.
Yeah.
I love jeans. Wide leg, skinny leg, distressed. These got cargo pockets. I just love a good jean.
Yeah. And it's every individual piece that you just named, you can dress it up, dress it down, and just make it to be something, obviously, that's casual, or you can even dress jeans up to make it pop and make it, I would go so far to say professional.
Professional,
Yes, professional casual.
There you go.
Behind all of that, this power that you embody, there's your family at the heart of it all. Family help, provide balance. And while you are building, this empire of yours and raising children and making space, for it all, again, with marriage and not marriage, but family being the center of it all. But specifically, what has marriage, what has your spouse, your husband, what has that taught you about partnership during hard seasons?
I could definitely say having an understanding spouse when you are a person that's building an empire is everything.
Yeah.
I started when he had cancer. That was one of the reasons I started too, because I was like, God, we need you right now. He's not able to work. I'm only making $9.50 an hour. And what is it like this again? There has to be better days. So him understanding even when being sick that I have something in me, and I explained to him, baby, this is God. This is all him. And for him tuning in with me, us praying together, and him understanding the late nights, the time where, and sometimes he'd be like, hey, let's watch a movie. And I'm like, okay, let me put the phone down. Let me try to balance this out, be present.
Yeah.
But he is so understanding and supportive. He will come and set up stuff for me if I'm having something. And just having that makes it so much easier. There is no way you can build an empire with a non-supportive spouse.
Yeah.
And children, even the children. And I just try to make sure that when I'm working, if they have something that they have going on at school or sports, that I make sure my schedule, that I'm there.
Yeah.
I can, let me shut my schedule down.
Be present, yeah.
Be present. And that's what I love about being this owner as well, is that
flexibility, huh?
I ain't got to ask that manager anymore that I was working for that 9 to 5. I make my schedule, and I make sure before I open it up, I make sure what the kids have going on first, or what Shad has going on. My husband has going on first.
Balance and prioritizing. Your husband, you guys have celebrated an anniversary recently, and was that
12 years?
12 years.
12
so
years.
Belated happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And what they don't know is that husband of yours is my brother. So when she talks about her husband, she's talking about my brother, whom I love and I'm so proud of.
Yes, that we met in 2004. Oh, I just have to throw that out.
Yes.
12 years married, but 21 years together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So history. Kandace, you dropped so many gems today. I am like so in just awe of the conversation. Like, ooh, that was good. I always like to end with this question, because I know that we are constantly becoming, we're constantly evolving. So I want you to finish this sentence for me while looking in the camera.
Okay.
A woman who is becoming is a woman who is
strong.
Yes.
I mean,
That's good. But
Yeah.
that's mic drop moment. A woman who is becoming is a woman who is strong. It's strong because strong embodies everything. You choosing yourself over and over again. And so with that in mind, I want to encourage all of you guys looking, listening, to continue to be strong, to continue to show up for yourself like Kandace and I have again and again and again and again. Don't ever get tired of being strong. Don't ever get tired of choosing yourself. Kandace, I am so honored, privileged, all of the things. I truly mean this for you, not only showing up today as the businesswoman that you are, but showing up as the woman who has overcome storms, who embodies resilience. And resilience isn't just about, stopping when, you are not doing the hard things. It's about, because we all get tired, but it's about showing up again. Like
It's
I just
about
said, again and again.
Just do not take your foot off the gas. Even if you have to just let it up just a little bit, just to slow down sometimes, but just don't release.
Don't release. And with that in mind, not taking your foot off the gas, know that you can start wherever you are. You can start wherever you are. So let this be your permission slip today to start. Put your foot on the gas. If you get tired, just take it off a little bit, but not all the way. Don't push the brakes. And just like Kandace and the empire and all the things that she's accomplished, and so many other great women like her, like myself, you can achieve the things that your younger self will look at you and say, I knew you had it in you. I knew that you could do it.
Yes.
And with that in mind, I know that you can do it. And I want you to remember that for yourself. Remember that it is never too late, that you are not behind, you are becoming. And if you've enjoyed this conversation today, I want you to keep it going. Share, send it to a friend, comment on the content that you received that was really beneficial for you. And for the people who are listening, if you want to connect with Kandace, you want to follow her for financial information or just simply to be inspired by her, Kandace, please tell them where they can find you and where they can follow you.
Okay. Facebook, Kandace A. Washington. My website is www.newwavetaxsolutions with the S on the end.com. I'm on Instagram. I think it's newwave_Kandace, and also on TikTok, newwave_Kandace, or either Kandace_newwave, one or the other. But definitely Facebook is where I'm really at, Kandace A. Washington. You can find me there, and you can inbox me. My telephone number is 843-496-2563. You can also text me. I don't mind. I'm not that business owner that's like strictly email typed. No.
I love that.
I have personal relationships with anybody who need help.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you found this content useful, helpful, all of the things, please share it. Please, let's keep the conversation going. And please comment. Kandace just provided her information. Comment what you found most useful. You can also find me on TikTok at Becoming Her with Ashley Martin. I'm also on Instagram at the same thing, Becoming Her with Ashley. And Facebook, Becoming Her with Ashley Martin. Please, let's keep the conversation going. Remember that you're never behind. You are simply becoming. Bye for now.